Hi, how you doing? Today we are doing our foundation sealing. We're coating the foundation today. We're spraying it over into the porch right over there, and we're putting on our insulation backer. As you can see, they spray right up. Here's the porch, the back porch over here. So we're taking it all the way up to the top of our foundation because it's going to be poured. Just in case water starts to seep in, it'll be sealed anyway, but if water seeps in, starts to come up, we're still protected on our inside walls like I talked about. Over here is an outside wall. We like to go about a foot to a foot and a half in over spray, just in case. But this is over here is our wall inside the basement that we want to protect. Over here is an outside wall anyway. We don't need to protect that. Water can go each which way, it doesn't matter. So we're going to do it both on both sides. So we got like a foot and a half here, and we'll go like a foot and a half there, and bring it out there so we protect this inside wall over here. We walked around before, we measured, we took our plot plan, and we measured exactly where we have to be, where our grading is going to be. So I made marks all around the foundation, which I'll show you in a couple seconds. He hasn't done this over here yet. This is where it's stripped out. This is where I talked about our wall. We put our 2x in here where our sill plate is going to be running right up against this anyway, and then they'll cut this down to size. We're getting ready for our steel. It's going to be delivered soon. And once they finish all of our spraying, then I'm going to go for our backfill inspection. I'll have our inspector come out here, check it out, make sure we're all good. And also today they're coming out to do our foundation location like I talked about. We need to locate our foundation, make sure that our foundation is right. So the engineer comes out here, he'll shoot the height, make sure our ridge height is going to be perfect and our height of our first floor is perfect, just like on the plan. And then they'll give me a letter saying that I'm in conformance and everything is great. So I got it all done, and give that to the town so they okay it, and then we can start framing right away. Let's take a walk over here, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by marking out all of the heights for the spray. Okay, come on. Okay, over here is what I was talking about, marking the foundation. All right, I sprayed it over here, so they're going to bring up the weather sealing spray right over here and the board for the foundation right up to this point. Now, if I bring you over here, we shoot these corners, and over here, we're down here already. We're really low because this is all exposed. So from this point all the way up to that point, it's going to go at an angle. And also, when you make your way down over this way, it starts to come up. Move it down over here, and then bring it around to over here, and then we move into our porch. So inside, again, like I talked to you, goes all the way up to the top with the porch. Now I want to show you something here real quick. Is what I'm going after here. If you look, here's our porches right here. We're standing right at this corner here. I'm looking at 372. That's where I'm getting my marks. Then it drops all the way down to 369. So that difference right there is 3 feet. So I'm going from here down to there with 3 feet. That's where I'm coming up with these numbers. And this is our engineering plan, which our engineering plan tells us what we need to do with all our numbers. The insulation board that we put on this board for 3 reasons. Number 1, when we backfill and rocks hit the and dirt hit the wall and stuff like this protects the membrane, the spray that we put on. We want to make sure that that's protected. If that's scratched, that will cause a problem because water will be able to get in. Another thing it does, when water hits this membrane, it's like a sponge. Sucks water in and brings it all the way down to the bottom again, so it doesn't let it get into the membrane. So it protects your foundation again. And also it does have an R value because it's like insulation. So it gives you a little extra, insulation for the basement, which is, a little added factor. Your contractor should definitely be putting this stuff on. He can come here and your foundation and roll the walls with tar and be like, oh, it's all protected, everything's good. But Divak developers, no, we don't do that. You have to protect the basement at all costs, with the water especially. And everybody knows that water in your basement is the worst thing in the world, causes all kinds of things, mold, mildew, stuff that you really don't want. But this board will definitely help protect it. It's a little bit more money, but it's definitely worth the value of it. So make sure your contractor is putting this stuff on, okay? As you can see, he is spraying on the bottom of the foundation. That's where he starts and puts an extra coating on there. And that's why it's so much better to spray than it is to roll on, because he gets in all the nooks and crannies and he puts an extra coat on. It's just like paint. When you paint a wall, painting needs, 2 to 3 coats. Well, this is just 1 coat. If you're going to have your contractor there with a roller just rolling it on, you're not going to get the same protection. It's worth it. You need to get it sprayed on and the board put on it.